The wrestling world rejoice. I mean, man, people have been going crazy because the man, the myth, the legend, especially the myth, because we have not seen this man for a while. Just like Odyssey Jones has been drafted to SmackDown, to Raw, many times for many years, but we've never really seen him except once against Baron Corbin, and everybody crapped on him, rightfully so. We're talking about Gable Steveson, and the reason why we're talking about Mr. Steveson here is because, well, just a day or two ago, he has been released. Steveson. First of all, I always thought for all these years his name was Gable Steveson. That's why I've been calling him Steveson, but it's Steveson. That should tell you everything you need to know about this man. And honestly, I was just looking for a news piece on this on X, but everybody was just too busy roasting the man that I couldn't find the actual legit article. I had to go to WrestleZone, but by the way, shout out to them. They have a great article about this. Here we are. Gable Steveson, goddammit, released by WWE. He was signed back in 2021, seems even longer than that. Yeah, look at that. I talked about the Baron Corbin thing. I guess it was the only match that was televised, which is insane to me. Other than that, he's just been involved in a couple of matches. 4 dark matches on SmackDown. And he defeated Cedric Alexander, which I think Cedric might be following Steveson quite close, because what are they doing with him? Or the better question is, what are they not doing with him? It's crazy. He's just missing off the face of the earth. But I think when he had his match with Baron Corbin, they were chanting at Steveson, saying, "You're not Angle," clap, something like that, which was insane to me. He did appear at WrestleMania too, and that was like an underwhelming segment. Obviously, he lost his job, and it's kind of not cool to celebrate this. A lot of people are celebrating it. I see it as someone who's just totally not interested in what they're doing. And one thing I forgot to mention, which might be even the most important thing, is the fact that this man is a controversial man. Now, allegedly, a big allegedly on this one, because I haven't done too much of a research, but a couple of sources say that he, Mr. Steveson, again, allegedly, is involved in some pretty controversial sexual deviancy related issues. Kind of like Vince McMahon, but not to that level, I don't think. I think all I should say is the R word, and that should give you paint you enough of a picture. Number one, this man was just not interested in wrestling. I think it was obvious. He looked like this, not even as a hobby, but as like a job that he has to do. I guess he got a lot of money and said, you know what, this should be easy enough. This thing is fake anyways. He probably didn't think he was going to have to put in a lot of work, just like when he did, become an Olympian. You have to have a lot of discipline, insane amount of discipline to be in the life of professional wrestling, the business of professional wrestling. It's a different lifestyle that you have to adapt to. And maybe, in my humble opinion, Gable Steveson looked at this as like a retirement thing, or like, I can take it easy here. I'm sure it's not going to be as hard as the Olympic stuff, which, you know what, maybe it isn't. It probably isn't, as a matter of fact. I mean, Kurt Angle always says it, right? When I was working for the Olympics, getting ready for those, it was absolutely insane. But still, wrestling is no, ballet, as they have said, many times in the past. Like, it is an intense lifestyle, and I don't think Steveson knew that going into it too much, or thought he could just handle it. And then him not being interested, I mean, certainly did no favors for him, because in the ring, he was just unremarkable. He had nothing. Sure, he could do a couple of moves, but he didn't have that feeling. He couldn't tell that story like Kurt Angle could, you know what I mean? Like, it was obvious that he really did not understand at all. I don't know how much he trained, but whatever he did not understand at all what the wrestling business was about. Unlike Kurt Angle, he was like a sponge, The first day he came in, Angle knew exactly what was going on, and he adapted super quickly. Same as Brock Lesnar. Add to that, WWE many times tried to give him dark matches, tried to get him up on WrestleMania, which was underwhelming. Gave him a match in NXT with Baron Corbin. Let's call it what it is. It was an absolute failure. With all that working against him, obviously they were going to get him out of here. Hey, sorry, I forgot to record this part, but we do got to include it in here. The timing of the cut is especially cruel for Gable Steveson, because had it been a few weeks earlier, he could have competed in the Olympic trials, which, based on his 2023 performance, he'd have been the heavy favorite. He would have been a favorite for either a gold or a silver medal in the Olympics this summer had he done so, but it's too late to make the US team, as Paris will be the heavyweight. There you go. So WWE, not too sure if this was intentional, but if it is, it's kind of wild. In fact, they've gotten 11 more people out of here. Again, shout out to WrestleZone for this. And we're not talking about Sangha, or Jinder Mahal, not that wave. This is like a brand new wave of 11 new people that were let go of the company. So let's take a look at them real quick as well. So who followed Mr. Steveson here? Boa. I mean, is it surprising? His only, I guess, tag team partner or stablemate, Xia Li. She was fired just really soon or let go. Daryl Mason, I have no idea. Drew Gulak is a surprising one. Not too much, but even though they did absolutely nothing with this man on the main roster or even on NXT, I thought he had a decent role as a trainer, you know, backstage, but they're not even keeping him as a trainer like that again. It's kind of crazy to me. Emma Maria Diaz, again, never heard of her, never seen her, to be honest with you. Ezekiel Belagon, a lot of, I guess, NXT developmental talent that couldn't even, you know, start the race, right? For one reason or another, they just didn't have what it took, so they were let go. Gable Steveson is the next one. Julian Baldi, I think I heard her name before. Keishawn LeFleur, Kaya Saint, Trey Bearhill, Valentina Ferros, and Vlad Pavlenko. So yeah, a lot of wrestlers who couldn't even get out of the gate when it comes to their WWE career, but the most mention-worthy names here are Boa, Drew Gulak, and the one we talked about the most, Gable Steveson. Finally learned his name. It's the end of the video, but I don't botch it anymore. So the last thing I want to do before I get out of here is to reminisce and look at who left the company, whether they're wrestlers, executives, ever since the beginning of 2024. I think I'm going to make this a longer video next time with proper editing too. But here again, we're just going to take a quick look, reminisce about stuff. And yeah, Vince McMahon was the first one to go, the biggest one to go for sure. It was insane. So 2024 already starting off in a crazy manner. And then let's see here, a lot of NXT talent, again, developmental talent. Lots of executive people we don't know about. Probably, you know, in the wings of Vince McMahon. So when he left, they left as well. There you go, Von Wagner, Jinder Mahal. So this is the recent wave of layoffs, let's say. Come Tuesday, it's dead, man. I never got to talk about it, so glad we got to mention Von Wagner here. Jinder Mahal is a big one. Veer Mahan, Sangha, Zion Quinn, Xia Li, a lot of big names. Cameron Grimes, cried on camera. What did you guys think about him? You know, his Twitter message, by the way. I think it was a little controversial. So we got Drew Gulak, yep, and a whole bunch of other wrestlers. I don't think this is it. I think we're gonna see more releases as far as wrestlers go, and WWE will take a couple of people from AEW, I think, if their contracts come up. Or maybe even New Japan. With what's going on with the Bloodline, it feels like WWE's version of the Forbidden Door, honestly. Look at that one detail I didn't catch is Jerry Lawler. So he's still under a Legends contract, but his contract otherwise is not renewed. It's insane to me. But he's getting pretty up there, right? So in total, we got 18 wrestlers released, and like 10 of them are, I think, pretty mention-worthy names. The most shocking being Jinder Mahal, because I think it looked like a star. You could have still done something with them, but we still have Seth Rollins in the company re-signing. Becky Lynch, I don't know if she re-signed, but come on, you know she's gonna re-sign after Seth Rollins. We got Finn Balor re-signing, which might lead to him being a World Heavyweight Champion. So people are moving, but if you're a fan of Odyssey Jones or Cedric Alexander or what else are they not using right now? Apollo Crews, or say even scarily enough, Baron Corbin, because I kind of like him. Well, count your lucky days, because I think those guys might be on the chopping block as well. But strangely enough, by the way, Brock Lesnar is still on the roster page, sitting there, not as an alumni, no. He's actually just there on the roster page. But that's a whole nother video in and of itself. But I do hope you enjoyed this quick news roundabout. I definitely want to know your thoughts on Gable Steveson down in the comments. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, check out more videos, not there, but here. I'm getting out of here.